te lo dejo.
I'm very relieved, though, to see these clouds have really darkened as far as the orange glow goes. I mean, when we first got here, it was literally bright orange, like there was a bright orange spotlight shining up, illuminating those clouds. And if you've been in the live for a while, you know
Mi
how much of
gente,
a difference
continuamos con las
it is
informaciones
now
de último
compared to how
minuto.
it was, say, an hour ago. This is a big improvement from what we saw. Looks like another aircraft coming over the top here. I'm just so relieved that this ridge was not taken by the fire and that these fire teams were able to battle that and extinguish it. I mean, it's probably not extinguished, but at least hold it off. See a question in the chat. Is it still burning today? Yes, it is still burning today. Why is there a fire in Los Angeles? They are still investigating the cause. They do not know what caused this fire. I know they're investigating possible arson, but we really don't know at this point. What time is it? It's 8:46 p.m. right now. Sunset at about 5:30 p.m. So we're about 3 hours into the night. Where are you? This is the Palisades fire that we're looking at in Los Angeles. Oh, and it looks like there's some fire trucks coming down on the freeway. Some emergency vehicles. I'm not sure which kind, but they're making a push on this freeway. I
Bueno,
assume
mi
in
gente,
the
aquí
attempt to
podemos ver
get
todo lo que está
up to this
aconteciendo.
ridge. And speaking of this ridge, it looks like that glow is starting to flare up again. And I do have a time lapse running back at my car, so it'll be interesting to see the progress of this fire in a time lapse, and you'll be able to see how that glow really does fluctuate. So make sure y'all drop a follow, because I'll be posting that most likely later tonight, though. And again, tomorrow we will still be reporting on this fire. We're going to monitor the destruction of the area. I really hope and pray that it's not still burning when the time comes, but we'll be prepared regardless of what the outcome is. Again, it really just looks like that glow is starting to flare up again, unfortunately. See him drop it?
Bueno, mi gente, así está Los Ángeles, California. La ciudad prendida totalmente en fuego. Miren cómo se ven esos claros para allá. A pesar de que de noche y no es la hora que hay, todavía se sigue el fuego.
Nothing we can do other than monitor the situation as of right now, guys. And for those of you that are in the Los Angeles area, I encourage you to research, look out how you can support the victims of the fires. I know this morning I ran over some donations. I loaded up the Longship and brought over donations to different YMCAs, and also brought some clothes to a different donation point. So I encourage you, even if you can just give $5 to, make sure you research and find a reputable place to donate to. Don't just pick the first GoFundMe you see, because there are people scamming. So beware of that. But if you're able, I encourage you to do whatever you can to support the victims of these fires. And I will say, it's been awesome to see the community really come out in support of all the victims of these fires from across Southern California. I mean, Orange County, Big Bear, San Bernardino County, all over, support from all over. People organizing all kinds of donations, fundraisers, you know, people organizing drop-offs in Orange County, then driving them up to LA. It's been amazing to see the support.
Bueno, mi gente, terrible lo que está aconteciendo en California.
I heard on the news they said the worst times of humanity brings out the best of humanity, which I really just think I really do think that is true, you know. Unimaginable times we're living in right now. Terrible situation, but it really does bring out the best of humanity.
Una situación muy
Those
difícil.
that want to help. And again, for those just joining, we're just kind of monitoring the intensity of this orange glow in the clouds, and that kind of determines how powerful the fire is. Again, we have another emergency vehicle, it looks like, coming up into West Ridge Canyon. I'm really glad I didn't end up deciding to stay in West Ridge Canyon. I was there probably at this point an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, driving through that neighborhood. I was actually right up to the edge of the fire. And I drove down a little bit. I considered staying, but I saw a cop drove by me. He flashed his
Gente,
lights, so I took
dejen su like para que el
it's
contenido
time to get out of here.
siga
This is not
llegando a
a
muchas personas, por
safe
favor.
space to
Apóyeme
be.
con un like.
I'm very glad I did, because we've seen tens of emergency vehicles driving up into West Ridge Canyon at this point.
Estas son las informaciones del último minuto. ¿Cómo está California en tiempo real? Estamos transmitiendo totalmente en vivo para la plataforma de YouTube. En tiempo real, señores. ¿Qué es lo que está aconteciendo? Miren esto. Así está el fuego ahora mismo a nivel de Los Ángeles, California.
This Palisades fire broke out, I believe, at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. So, given that it's Friday now, 3 days, a little longer than 3 days now that it's evening, and it has just been burning ever since.
3 días, casi medio 3 días ya realmente el fuego. Va para 4. Se podría decir que 4 días ya. Y todavía no se ha apagado.
The worst imaginable conditions for fighting a fire. It was nearly impossible to battle that fire. I mean, you saw on social media, all over the news, and on top of that, there was the issues with the water, the fire hydrants. It seems like there might be a lot of incompetency going on in the administrations in LA, but at least our first responders, no incompetency there. They have been doing an excellent job. My hat's off to them. Thank you to all the first responders, you know, putting their lives on the line for the benefit of our lives. Brave men and women, hats off. And I really hope that they're all able to make it out of this
suscríbanse al
alive.
canal, dejen su like, por favor. Gracias por el apoyo, gracias. Suscríbanse para más información.
Thank you to
Most information.
everybody that is gifting in the chat, sending roses. I really do appreciate it. Really goes a long way. And we're still seeing aircrafts fly in and out of the area, dropping water onto these fires. So I can only assume that they're still working on it and that containment is not satisfactory. I mean, I don't know how fighting fires works, but I assume they wouldn't stop dropping water on it until it's completely out.
Gracias por el like, gracias.
Not done yet, no, still burning. It is still burning, guys.
Miguel Serrano,
And again, any
bendiciones,
questions
Miguel.
you may have, please feel free to drop it in
Estamos
the chat.
transmitiendo las
Where is this
informaciones
place?
más
This, what we're
interesantes a
looking at
nivel
right now
mundial
is
de
West
ahora.
Ridge
El
Canyon.
top
We're
trend
looking at the
de lo
Palisades
que está
fire burn on the
aconteciendo en
other
Los
side of
Ángeles,
West Ridge Canyon, currently
Ángeles,
in Topanga
California.
Canyon. There was a big risk of the fire burning over this ridge and
fuego
over into
totalmente en
West Ridge
vivo.
Canyon earlier, but it seems like that risk has significantly subsided at this
Hola,
point.
hola Santiago,
With
¿cómo
all
estás?
these
¿Cómo te
aircraft
encuentras?
doing water drops on those fires,
Bendiciones.
I've been monitoring
¿Cómo
the
está la
severity
familia?
based on the glow, the intensity of the orange glow in the clouds. When we first got here, all over this entire smoke cloud was just
Estamos llevando
bright orange.
informaciones de último
But now
minuto, lo
we
que
can
está
see
aconteciendo en
it
California.
is much dimmer, which in turn I assume means that the fire is not raging quite as hard, which is very, very good.
Así está la ciudad de
Fire
Los
really
Ángeles,
bad on the
California,
other
mi
side. I
gente.
think that's what that said. Yeah, I assume that the fire is still very bad on that side.
Esto es terrible, mi
Oh,
gente.
here we go. Fire really bad on other side. There's people on TikTok other side. Oh, that's not good to hear, guys. Not good to hear. For the person that did just drop that comment,
Noticia
can
en
you
tiempo real.
describe how far up the ridge, if you can see, how far up the ridge the fire has gotten on the other side. You know, is it close to the top? Is it at the top? Is it halfway up? Any information you might be able to provide would be awesome. But this is just unlike anything I've ever seen before. I mean, I'm 24 years old, and in my lifetime, I've never seen any natural disaster in Southern California nearly as bad as this, at least none that I can remember. And I know they're saying that this may very well go down as the very worst in history. And speaking of, I see an orange glow starting to flare up over here in this smoke plume. So we'll monitor
Gente,
this
información de último minuto.
spot to see if it gets brighter.
California fire por
And
todos
it's kind of
lados.
hard to tell as you're watching it, but when you look away and then you look
Apóyennos
back,
con su
you
like,
can
señora. Apóyennos con su like,
seriously
por
tell
favor.
that
Dejen un
it
like.
gets brighter.
Si nos apoyan para que
And it
podamos
gets
llegar a
brighter.
más personas,
Okay,
llevar las
look, we have a whole bunch of
informaciones
emergency
correctas.
vehicles currently coming up,
Para que el mundo
going
necesita
up to
saber lo
that
que está
West Ridge
pasando
Canyon.
realmente en
So I
California.
assume
California
that
necesita una
means that
mano
the
amiga.
fire is
Porque
continuing
realmente
to
las
approach
autoridades todavía no
up
han
that canyon
podido
hillside
parar este
and
fuego,
towards the
señores.
ridge.
Qué terrible lo que está aconteciendo hoy en día. Dios mío. Que Dios tenga misericordia de esta gente.
Lots of emergency vehicles. I've seen probably 20 at this point go up this ridge or this hillside.
Mira, apóyeme con su like, que no le
And
cuesta
it looks
nada.
like there's actually I don't know if that's a vehicle or an aircraft on the very top. I think that's an
Tumbamos la
aircraft
transmisión, pero
actually.
seguimos.
I
Seguimos
don't think
tumbando
they're.
primera transmisión,
Yeah,
pero
that's an
ahora
aircraft.
estamos totalmente en vivo otra vez.
I assume it's probably too
Gracias por su
dangerous
like,
to be
gracias por
at the
su
very
like,
top of
gracias
the
a las
ridge in a
personas que me han
vehicle right
apoyado
now.
con like. Santiago, ¿de dónde eres, Santiago?
Again, we're just monitoring for the glow, that orange glow coming out of the smoke from those fires to judge how severe they are. And again, feel free to drop any questions in the chat. I'm trying to answer as many as I can. You just read through, see if there's any that I haven't gotten to yet. From ABC News from the sky, it looks like it's at the very top. Thank you, Erica, for providing that. That is not what we want to hear, though, guys. That is not good. I mean, I assume that it's better than it was an hour ago when we saw those flames actually coming off the top of this ridge, but based on what Erica said, what she saw from that ABC News helicopter. Oh, and look. See an aircraft coming through right now. I mean, that must be so scary to be a pilot in one of these aircrafts flying through this thick smoke. You probably can't see barely anything ahead of you. Incredible. It looks like this aircraft might be responding to this flare-up that we've been monitoring the last 5 minutes or so. Fire really bad on the other side. Oh, I lost it. Let me see if I can find it. Rowdy. Fire really bad on the other side. There's people on TikTok. Oh, thanks, Rowdy, for providing that. But that is not what we want to hear. Darn. Not good, guys. Not good. And again, to everybody that's sending roses, different gifts, I really, really do appreciate it. Goes a long way. Really supports the channel out, so thank you.
Información de último minuto. Mi gente, si está en Los Ángeles, totalmente en vivo. Todo lo que está aconteciendo en tiempo real.
Flare up that we've been monitoring. Looks like the glow is staying pretty stagnant. I don't know. I can't tell if it's getting brighter or not. I don't think it is, though. Oh, but now this side, We have another aircraft flying in. And another, looks like flare-up, glowing. Let's follow this aircraft, see if we can see the drop. See where that aircraft is headed, guys. It looks like that one is again heading to this left side flare-up that we've been monitoring to try to get that fire. I really am curious to see what it looks like from the other side, guys. I wish so bad that I could get the drone up in the air, but that's the last thing that you want to do right now. There's no flying drones in this area. I don't know if you guys saw, but I did see that one of the water drop planes actually hit a drone mid-flight, putting a hole in its wing and causing it to land and taking it out of the fight, rendering it completely useless. So do not fly drones in the area, guys.
En vivo, mi
It's
gente.
pretty crazy though. I mean, for those that have been here in the live since I got to this spot, you know how much of a difference this is compared to when we just got here. When we just got here, I seriously thought it was just any second before that fire overtook this ridge and started burning on this hill down towards me into Westwood Canyon. I thought it was inevitable. And we did see flames breach that ridge and come up over, literally saw burning flames at this spot where I believe is a structure burning. We saw flames over that ridge. The sky was bright orange. Fire was pretty much at the top of that ridge, I can only assume. And now it's much, much dimmer, which is good. I mean, the fire is definitely very much still there and definitely very much still a threat and dangerous. But it's better than it was when we first got here. At least that's what I assume. And look, we have even more emergency vehicles going up West Canyon. Or West Ridge Canyon, excuse me. I kid you not, guys. I've seen probably 30 to 40, probably closer to 30 emergency vehicles flying up into West Ridge Canyon. And that's where I just was, guys. We were just in West Ridge Canyon, me and the longship, exploring the area. If you guys are following me on Instagram, you were able to see those shots that we got, and we were literally right up against the fire, right up next to a house that was right on its edge. I even considered staying there. I'm really glad I didn't, because that is a dangerous area to be right now. If you want to see those videos and pictures that I got from West Ridge Canyon, right where all those emergency vehicles are going, you can check them out on my Instagram story. My handle is the same as TikTok, just rolling with Bearman.
Apóyeme, mi gente, con el like. Apóyeme con un like. Para que así podamos llegar a más personas cada día más.
Appreciate
Gracias
it.
por el like.
And again, just aircrafts going in and out, in and out, in and out of this fire zone. Just dropping off water, going to refill, dropping off. I wonder where they're pulling the water from. I'm sure I could do some quick research and find out why. Find out where, but I just don't want to take the camera off of the